It's the KDay Morning Show. Cece and
Yes.
Romeo. It's Friday.
It's Friday. Come on.
Getting y'all ready for the weekend, but we got some stars in here. We got some legends in the building right now, man.
Talk about it, Rome. Talk
Dame
about
Dash
it.
Hassan up in the spot, man. How y'all doing this morning?
Feeling great.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's Friday. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yes.
the turn up.
Yes.
Did you put in some work last night in the lab? What you been up to, man?
Yeah, we just came from the studio, and that's like the super rapper cliche to say, but it actually, that actually did just happen.
That's a fact. It
That
happened.
is a fact, yeah.
Well, congratulations on the new project, man.
Thank you so much.
How's that moving for you? How's that feeling?
It comes out today, so.
The same day as your brother Kanye.
Yeah, it's Kanye, so, friendly competition.
There you
Friendly
go.
competition,
Yeah.
right?
You mean you going at Kanye neck?
Oh,
Hey,
I like how Dame throw that.
Yeah.
I
Sound
like
like
it.
yeah. It's funny how the universe works. You and I write the verse.
Yeah,
It's funny.
Tell
funny
us
how-
more. Now, have you had a chance to hear Kanye's project? Do you know what you're going up against? Y'all heard it?
Yeah, it's spiritual verse, it's
Okay.
all spiritual, so it's like same frequencies. So.
When you heard it, were you feeling it?
Yeah, well, I mean, he came and played us stuff like back in January, February.
Yeah.
and,
That's the same stuff that's on the album?
some of it.
There
is
was
like,
one particular record that better be on that album.
Really? Tell
But
me
it
about
didn't
it.
sound like gospel. That's what I'm saying.
Really?
It was hard. I ain't gonna lie. He better put that one on there. We gonna have a problem.
Okay.
Ooh-wee.
yeah.
So here we go. Let's just rewind for a minute. Dame Dash, what made you want to embrace Hassan? What was it about him make you say, you know what, this that dude?
Well, the funny thing is I didn't really want to embrace him at all. You know,
Wait, what?
I don't really like dudes that much. And I'm not into like rappers or anything. Like, I'm 48 and, I've evolved to doing television networks. And, music really doesn't yield as much profit for me, as it relates to the effort that comes with it. So unless someone's, sort of pushing the issue and has something different, then I really don't pay too much attention to it. So really, it's like I have this environment where, there's a stage and there's instruments and there's a studio and you can do a lot of different things. And we also have a lot of outlets to promote through our streaming service, our television network, and, everything else that we're doing. So it was almost like he was coming around. He actually came around with my son, and he had a couple of plugs for the factory where I actually make my clothes. So he was productive. But there was some things about him that were dudish, of course. Dudes are young and they do things. So I'm like, he was saying he does music and he was doing it with Boogie, my son, and they kind of fell out. But he kept coming around. And when I opened up DDS 33, I was like, listen, if you could show me some culture and something that will inspire me, then, I'll support it. And he did some real cool things. Like, I do cool stuff. I like to do stuff not for money, but for, like, coolness, as it relates to things I enjoy. So we did, like, a gallery opening where, he had beats, and for every beat there was a piece of art, and he showcased it, and we taped it. So it was something that was cool and different. And then from there, it was like, all right, well, come start working in the music. I have a music studio part of it at the time. And he made this hit record, Sand Nigga, that was very, like, controversial. And it like, stimulated conversation, and the beat was hard. And then I was like, well, I'm not really into songs. Anybody can make a hit record in the studio. I do that all day.
Right.
It's really about your show. So he immediately started rehearsing his show and not, like, performing over a track, like, with a band. So this is almost like a year later. I guess I've tried to kick him out 100 times, and he kept coming back being with cool stuff.
Yeah.
And also, like, being around me is unorthodox in a way, because I'm going to teach you how to be on your own. Don't come around here thinking I'm going to be a manager or, it's not enough bread for me to be, to do these things for you. So you have to do certain things on your own. So it's like boot camp, where, like, you really have to love the music, and you have to be all right with constructive criticism, sometimes delivered in a way you don't like.
Yeah.
In a way to wake you up. So overall, he showed such a respect for the art and a discipline to do it right. And he actually has a finished product, and then the practice with the good show. Only thing is, like, he's almost cultish a little. So he practices doing cultish things. So, like
Like what? Look at that smile on his face.
Damn.
he'll give you 30 outfits, and then he'll sit on, he'll do some stuff like hum in front of candles with a beat for a long time. But, like, only thing that'll aggravate me about that is because, sometimes he be doing that in front of my crowd. And I'd be like, yo, do that for your own crowd. Nobody want to see you hum unless they... But, he had his crowd. He had a spot.
Yeah.
He did his thing in my spot on DDS 33 on Saturday. And it was like, I was calling it cult cult fiction. It was like
I like that name.
cult, man.
Yes.
That's your next album.
I know.
Yes.
That's my album. That's my album coming out. Don't let him take that. That's another thing. He likes my ideas a lot. But overall, like the last artist I could say I signed was like a Kanye, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like sort of like a variation in a Middle Eastern version, but not trying to be him. But I can understand how he likes to stand out like him and be different and shake shit up like him.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate all of that. And, again, I'm not really big on music because it doesn't yield as a business. I'm big on music because I like it, and I do like his music, and I do like what he brings to the table, and I'm curious to see where he's going to go with it.
Man, and Hassan, now you hear all this. First of all, the praise. I mean, Kanye, we talk your name, just the same sentence means a lot. But you got challenged. You handled one, then he gave you another scenario.
Right.
How did that make you feel? Were you prepared for that?
Yeah, it's funny. It's like this whole thing is like astral projection. Like, last summer we were in Wyoming for Kanye's release and everything.
Yeah. And
just being there and like looking at Dame and Ye and like remembering like how when I was like, in high school and watching him put the chain on Kanye and like me sitting there, I'm just like, yo.
Yeah,
I somehow broke the Matrix. I'm like in it. I'm like the glitch in the Matrix.
Yo, I was
like
there.
that.
I was there in Wyoming. Wasn't it crazy though? Wasn't the vibe like outside when they were playing the music?
Man, it was so beautiful. It was so calming and charging at the same time. And
doesn't he sound Kanye-ish?
Yeah, he does.
Calming and charging at the same time.
I'm looking at him like now, like, okay, I'm seeing what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And polarizing the same way, like likes to make people mad, all of that. You're getting the calm version of him right now, but he's going to say something where you're going to get aggravated. And he's going to enjoy that you got aggravated. He's going to be. That's why he does records like, Sand Nigga to stimulate a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like he's one of those dudes that will just does things just to get people talking and to, get things sort of dealt with.
So if someone hears the title, Sand Nigga, and they want you to describe that record, how would you break it down?
Yeah, well, so my father was born in Iraq, right? Baghdad, Iraq. My grandfather was in the parliament pre-Saddam Hussein. So he was like government, like official, type. And when Saddam came in with the regime, they basically drugged my father and his 15 brothers and sisters out the house and decapitated my grandfather. Like, so they became political refugees and started living with the Kurdish people and, lived in Egypt for 2 years, Syria, Jordan. So, there's cultural, connection to all this. It's not just, it's not just to be, abrasive to be abrasive.
Right.
It's, also, when I was 17, cops raided my mom's crib and found 15 guns under my bed. And I never touched a gun in my life, but they arrested me and said that term. I had never heard the term "Sand Nigga" until that moment. Mm-hmm. And they were like, your dad is bringing in guns from the Middle East and stuff like that. And
but they did find 17 guns under your bed.
Yeah, and actually,
but you never touched one in your life.
Nah, yeah, that's on the album too. So these are other things on the album, but So
that'll add up somehow, but go ahead.
Yeah. So the album title is Mesopotamia because, that was what Iraq and, which was Babylon and, Mesopotamia was like the first civilization, right? And a lot of firsts came out of Mesopotamia. Like if you look, I was looking up all the history of like first inventions from there, and this being the first album, it just felt right. And just to touch back on the Wyoming thing, through that, I was like, man, this is a dream. Like to have an album executive produced by Dame and like to be in the studio and have footage of me playing my album for Kanye. And
Kanye definitely tried to jump on Sand Nigga before
yeah, and we have footage of that. Of him saying that.
He's like, I'm getting on that.
So every time I'm at Sunday service, because I've been going to Sunday service all year, and every time I'm just like, what's up with the verse?
And for the record, I haven't been to Sunday service.
Oh, you do?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't rock with it.
It ain't that. It's just I don't really play with God like that. So, the thing about Kanye is he does a lot of things that sometimes you don't agree with, but you don't have to agree with it. We family. And I don't have to think that's just it's just I don't that part of the game really just wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't go to church every day. So I was like, I don't go to church every Sunday, so I didn't want to feel like I was going to something that looked like church that wasn't, just to be around people, that somewhat seemed like celebrity. But I feel like he's taking this serious. He's all in. Mm-hmm. But unless I take it as serious as he does, it's hard for me to pretend that
That's
I'm
respect.
born again in this and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But I would be there to support him if he really liked me. But he goes religiously. Like, you know, he's there every Sunday.
So you all in.
I'm all in.
All
I
in.
mean, he's, you know, Ye is the reason for, you know, the season. Like he, you know, like everyone has been influenced, you know. It's like, so just for me, I'm just like, yeah, of course I've been influenced, you know.
Right.
It's like,
So you doing gospel now?
You might be able to. You know what
No,
I'm
he has a
saying?
record that's kind of.
well, I did some beats because I'm a producer. So
Right.
like, I did some beats, and you know, I went up to the Calabasas studio in the office, and you know, worked on some stuff. So yeah, there's a couple of beats, but
I actually made a record in Kanye's spot. It's called Poopity Scoop. What happened was, my dog, Governor, actually,
Shout out to Governor.
he did a little poopity scoop in his office, and I was like, Rock, we got to poopity scoop that. And I heard it in the record the next time. I think that's how it went.
wow.
I love
Poopity
it.
scoop.
So I
Number one
actually
on
put
the
in some
chart.
work in the studio myself. Okay, Gov, got lyrics. Poopity scoop.
Shout out to Governor. He's going to be collecting some royalties.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Big time.
Wow.
So, you know, KDay, 90s hip hop, you know, a lot of the foundation of it. I mean, you think of the artists during that time, right? Up to today's artists. Like, we got it all from here to Power 106. Let's see if we're bridging the gap. I've never seen your top 50. What's your top 5 rappers of all time?
Ooh, great
like
question.
Dame Dash, who's your top 5? Hassan, who's your top 5? Let's see if they overlap somewhere.
Well, my top 5 is Rakim. I like OC a lot. You know, Time's Up, OC. Nas. Jay before the Afro. And let's see, who else?
One more.
Oh, Biggie. I'm bugging.
There we go. Hassan, who's yours?
I'm gonna put Karis one.
Mm.
I'm gonna put Slick Rick just because he was like really the first, like, you know, with the Fendi and the, like, you know.
You wasn't even there for none of that.
No, but I researched stuff. I wasn't there for.
research.
I wasn't there for.
He's researching
I wasn't there for none of these samples that I
was
be
not-
taking either.
I don't know him being the first with Fendi. I don't know about
No,
that.
just like the whole, like, you know,
Fendi?
that. Not like the, you know.
Why you say Fendi?
The vibes,
He's
like
in
the
the swag,
fly,
yeah, I
the
got
fly
you,
stuff.
yeah.
Wasn't
But it
he
wasn't
born in
Fendi.
London or something like that? Slick Rick? No, wasn't he?
He was. But real quick, Slick Rick came up here, man. There was a line down the hall. That's how much respect
Yeah,
the West Coast
see?
got
He's
for
The
Slick
dumb
Rick.
one. I didn't say he wasn't. I just said, what do you know about
okay,
that?
yeah.
It was about, you said Fendi. I was like, I don't know him for no Fendi.
Who else
I know
you
him
got?
for jury.
Son.
I got, you know, I actually got Cam for sure on my top 5.
Okay.
Cam is definitely like big inspiration.
2 more, son.
You want to say yeah so bad.
That's what
That's why I'm
I was just
overweight
going
on
to say,
that.
are you going
Well-
to say Kanye?
Well, if it's just rappers, no.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
you know.
He's a producer that raps. I don't consider him a rapper.
Yeah, like if you talk an artist, he might be greatest all time. But
Okay.
I think you're bugging on that one. But he has to play an instrument to be the greatest artist of all time.
you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say Freddie Mercury. Because we
not a
will
rapper?
rock you. No, we will rock you was raps.
Oh, actually, I made a record off Freddie Mercury's record called We
Yeah,
Are the
We Are the
Champions.
Champions.
With Kanye. But he's not a rapper, bro.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
You
he
can't
did have
make your
bars
own
on that.
You can't
Okay.
make your own rules in
He
this
had bars
question
on that, though.
and go to rock and roll. Who's the
okay.
best rapper?
I
Now
know.
I'm seeing what
Rick
you're
to Freddie
saying, Dame
Mercury.
Dash.
Yeah, okay. It's
you
coming
did.
out. All right, let's just go Nas and Jay then.
Okay.
Okay.
Like we would have
Yes.
battles on the stage because you know I'm old, I'm 48, but I did like a rock album, Billy Pablo and the Black Guns, and we would go record for record because I'm 48, and if I get up and perform, I want to see him perform.
Right.
So we go hard like every Wednesdays. We would go hard for hours, you know, back and forth. Not hours because he would quit, but you know there's always me trying to push them to be better.
Yeah.
And always wanting them to be the best, not just for like urban, but for everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never the one to just straight give you props unless you really deserve it. But every time you get some props, that means you're good enough to do way better. It gives you more responsibility. So every time he does something, like a video or a show, I'm like, yo, you got to do more. I need to see a movie. I need to see this. I need to see that. So I guess with dudes, that's what I'm always like that. Like, I just want to see you push yourself. And that's what our relationship is always going to probably be like until he reaches that epics where he feels like he doesn't even have to speak to me anymore, and he moves on like the rest of them do. But at least, you know, I know that I'm part of the DNA of something that's going to make history, and hopefully some better histories, do some stuff that's good for us, because that's also a lot of, you know, what I'm trying to, as a 48-year-old teaching or talking to someone that's trying to do it. There's a lot of responsibility that comes with people looking up to you and listening to you, and you got to do the right thing, not really what you feel, but you know, you kind of have to do what you feel in the moment, but what you sign on to, you kind of have to really do. You can't just say things because you feel it and then later on not do it.
Right.
And that's a lot of time what happens. And I just want to make sure, because artists are emotional and they feel a way in the moment. But once they lose that feeling, they just forget about all their obligations. So, you know, trying to keep an artist responsible, learning how to love other people before themselves, and, you know, just sort of kind of being not respectful, but I don't know, like he did the show the other day, and you know, I usually get aggravated when people do stuff at my spot because they leave shit broken, and you know, they just don't follow the rules. But you know, he came in and followed the rules and brought me some sneakers and shit.
Okay.
He wouldn't have did that the first month, but he's evolved, and I do think that because he can be disruptive and smart and also apply what he's learning, regardless of whether it's something he wants to hear or not, I think that I'm curious to see. I really want to see where this is gonna go.
Wow.
Like I'm like, yo, if you crack a hit record, this is gonna be hilarious. Like I'm here, it's 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I told him if you do it, I'll show up.
Yeah.
You know, so every time I challenge him, I have to show up if someone does it. So it's almost like I might have to keep showing up now.
No, that's honorable. That's commitment right there. You know what I mean? Staying committed to what you're saying. And going back to that, I mean, you've got Dame Dash TV, you know what I mean? You have the reality show that I watched growing up hip hop. And then, of course, you know, producing with an artist. How do you balance it all? Because our life is not even half as busy as yours. And we're still trying to find the balance. Like, how do you do it?
Well, I only do things that I love.
Okay.
So it would be like, let's say someone likes to play basketball. You'd be like, yo, how do you play basketball all day? Or, you know, you ask a porno star how they have sex all day. They love sex. I love business. I love music. I love making, you know, this doesn't seem like work to me. You know, the worst part about it is really, you know, just getting up and getting dressed, but, you know, early. But other than that, you know, I generally do what I want, how I want. But, you know, if you're doing, it's like if you're playing cards, like if you gamble, you'll notice that you'll go gamble and 2 days could go by and you don't feel time. You know, when you're doing what you love, it never feels like work. So you only do and get paid for something that you would only do for free. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So every business I'm in, people listen to music and would make music for free. They pay to do it. They pay to see it. I get to get paid to do it.
Got you.
To look at movies, to get fresh, you know, to listen to the radio, to be on the radio. There's nothing about what I do that I consider work. I consider it love that's monetizable. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And also, when you know that it's something that's not temporary, that, sorry for the rookie move.
Oh, no, go ahead.
And you know that it's something that's not temporary, that it's something your kids can eat off of.
Right.
It kind of inspires you even more. You know what I mean? So, number one, I'm happy because I love what I'm doing, and I'm happy because I know that the future goes to my children.
Right.
You know, and I got one, you know, bun in the oven right now.
Congratulations.
Yes.
You know, and that's my fifth. You know.
Yeah.
But is it hard sometimes, like, to balance it, like, you know, what you're doing, what you love, but then also the time, because you have a lot of people around you that you have to give certain time to?
It's taken a while to master that.
Okay,
But once you get it, you know, it's really about proper delegation of time, and that's what a boss does. You know, you don't have to do everything because, you know, a good 1 hour to 2 hours out the day, I spend time on myself. Meaning, I'm going to work out, I'm going to lay by the pool, I'm going to get in the sauna, and then I'll go and have a strenuous day. But I still got that vacation in. There's a period of the day that I have to spend time with my children, or my daughter now. You know, she's at that age. So I've architected that time. I architected time to make music. I actually make music while I'm working because we have the gallery and, you know, the studio's in the front. It's like 2,000 or 3,000 square feet, and the offices are in the back. So I get to do both.
Nice.
It's really like, you know, it's like saying, how do you breathe, go to the bathroom and eat? You know, it's just things that are natural and I don't know any other way. And because I always invest everything I got into what I believe in, I really ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, yo, I got to pay the bills. So I also put myself in a position where there is no backing up. You know, you back up, you in the ocean, you die, you drown. It's only pushing forward. So I love what I'm doing. I don't have any choices. And, you know, all I do know about is winning and not stopping till I win, you know? So it just never feels like work. And because I'm always trying to do something different. So, you know, I'll do a record company one day. I did that years ago and, you know, produced a Kanye and a Jay-Z and then did a clothing company and then did a movie like a Paid in Full and a clothing company like a Rockwell, Rachel Roy. Now I feel like doing a television network.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm always inspired by the individual I want to be that day. You know, one day I want to, you know, I was thinking about it, like through the last 40, 30 years, I've been able to do every single thing anyone's wanted to do. So some kids, and I'm not saying it's glorified, you know, they should, but some kid will be like, damn, I just wish I could know how it feels to be a drug dealer for a little while. I did that hardcore when I was young. I got it over with. So everyone wants to know how it feels to be a mogul, a hip-hop mogul.
Right.
Got that over with. Everyone wants to know how it feels to run a fashion company. I got that over with a couple of times. To direct a movie, got that couple of with. To produce a movie, got that out of the way. Now it's time for a television network. So I'm always looking for other lives. Like I might want to be a race car driver one day, but I'll be like, I'm too old for that. But what I'm age appropriate for is to own some shit.
Yeah.
And
I
to
like
be able
that.
to empower some people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And be able to pass legacy and be able to teach people how to be healthy and those kind of things that are impactful. Like yesterday I was in, you know, we spent the whole day with the state senator who's running for governor in Indiana, you know? Like who would ever think I'd be kicking it with
that's
with
crazy.
senators and congressmen and, you know, all these different kinds of people that help the world. You know, my girl got a cooking show where we you know, vegan, we got music. There's so many different things represented. It's really like when you having fun, how do you go to sleep?
Okay.
You know, when you at a party, you'd be like, you leaving early? That's what sleep is like. I'd be like, damn, you leaving early? Just having fun awake.
Right.
It's like leaving a club, you having a ball. Like, who would go to sleep if they're having this life? It's just that I appreciate every opportunity that's been given to me. And I know what's different about me and the rest of the world, you know? And I appreciate it every second. And I'm not going to ever, like, regret letting a moment go by or wasting a moment or, you know, sometimes you only appreciate your life when bad things happen. Like when you're sick or somebody dies or goes to jail, then you're like, damn, I had such a great life. I like to enjoy my life in the moment by living it.
I heard that. I heard that.
And, you know, the two things I want to clear up. One thing, you do not have to be in porn to love sex, so I want to clear that up, damn Dash.
I was saying,
This guy right here.
And the other thing is, when y'all named y'all rappers, none really popped out like somebody today. Is there somebody today you want to get on a track with? Like who's out, like a J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar? Is there somebody that Hassan want to get in the booth with?
You better leave Kendrick alone. He dead nice.
Ooh, another challenge.
Always. J. Cole too. They both could rap.
MIA?
Okay.
You know, it's funny. I raised her too.
Wow.
What?
Like everybody's like, wait, what?
Not raised her, but like, you know, we used to be in London, and she used to be in my house in London. I used to actually see her when she was really young on the runways in London. And I remember I had Noriega at my crib when he was first doing reggaeton, and I was having them battle each other because she had her form of music. And I was like, this is real reggaeton, and it was MIA. And
Wow.
And then, like, it's funny because I'll forget these things, and then I see them extra famous, and, you know, I'll be like, oh, I remember when she was a little girl. Like, you know, and it happens a lot.
That's crazy.
Like, I just remembered that. Like, I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about MIA. She's being in the house.
You know what's crazy is that you just mentioned Paid in Full. And on Saturday, we have this thing in LA. They're like hip hop. It's hip hop cinema, and it's on the rooftop. And so we're doing a huge rooftop cinema, and the movie is Paid in Full that we're all watching
playing.
this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, in downtown LA. 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I was there for that. Like, I could have made that movie from my perspective. You know what I mean? But I actually saw that whole situation with my own eyes. It's what taught me to get in the music business. It got me out the street. I get to make a movie about the experiences that changed me, where, you know, a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to see every part of my life on the screen and everything that's affected me in my life on the screen.
I feel like it's crazy, but it's also a blessing too.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Oh, it is a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yo, you
And
know
you've
what's
done a
crazy? I
lot.
stopped smoking today. I haven't been sober in a while. It's like, wow, this is different. I haven't done an interview sober in so long.
You see clearly now what's going on,
Shit,
eh?
the sun is shining.
Sun is shining, life is good.
I didn't even know it's like this when you know.
Hey, today's a good day, man. The album dropped today. Hassan's
Congratulations.
Gonna prove
Thank
you.
you
He got
so
that
much.
hit record.
He better. This
You know what I mean?
This is the first record that I'm putting out through like Dame Dash Studios and Blue Rock, and I'm giving him the cosign, but he earned it. You know, like I said, it was.
dope.
I don't want to say it was reluctant, but it was like I didn't know it was gonna be him. You know, and I wasn't really trying to push him to do it. It was like if you show up, you do it, and he did it. And you know, again, I'm a very hard, difficult teacher. I'm a rough coach.
Okay,
You know,
well,
because I don't sugarcoat nothing. And you know, he's been where a lot of people don't come back. He comes back better and you know more improved. So
Says a lot about you, Hassan.
he's
Yeah.
resilient.
Well, I'm real intrigued about this too. Top 5 producers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You take it.
Yeah, this is gonna be even more
Chip
of
top
an
five hip-hop
uncanny
producers?
answer. It's gonna be hip hop producers.
Yeah, I know
Because
you
I was gonna
gotta
give a
come.
really
Yeah, don't
really
give it
great
now, 'cause
answer.
Now you can't. So
Yeah,
we didn't
okay.
ask you that.
Because I was about to say like.
Yeah, I know what you're about to say.
I was about to, like
You wanna-
Steve Jobs,
See,
George
I knew he was gonna
Lucas,
say he wants to. Yeah.
Hip hop producers.
Yeah.
We gotta be clear to us, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
You want me? I could tell you.
I mean,
Yeah.
Dilla.
Why he thinking? Okay.
Yeah.
That was good.
Go ahead.
We'll go one. We'll go back and forth.
I'm not doing this indie thing with you. Like, I'm not,
The what?
the indie Dilla and all. I'm
Really,
not
we just
with
need a
it.
TV show, like a Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I actually,
Right?
Yeah,
have,
man.
I actually have
Really?
a television network, so
Yeah,
we don't need a show.
So we're gonna. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we're gonna do a TV show.
gotta
I'm
do
announcing
it.
that.
I like it.
That's my real. Yeah, that's my real.
on my network.
Yes.
I like. You gotta say Dre. Dr. Dre. Kanye's up there these days. Pete Rock. Gotta give Pete Rock his props. Primo. Gotta give Primo his props. And that last slot, top 5. What did I forget? There's a lot there that could take that one.
You got Swiss. You
Clark
got
Kent.
Just Play. Who?
Clark Kent.
Oh.
I'm doing that because that's my man. Clark Kent. But he came up with some hit records. Like I didn't even know he produced. The reason why I'm gonna say Clark is because he just caught that Kanye and Little
Pump record.
Lil Pump. I didn't even know that was Clark. But he also, you know, did that Biggie grab your things if you love hip hop. I remember hearing that and was like,
I got that.
I'm so mad at him for not giving us that beat. Like, how you gonna get that beat? You know what I'm saying? And Clark's the one that put me with Jay.
Oh, dope.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, as far as producers that have had the most impact on me would be Clark Kent. And people know him as a DJ and like a sneaker. And that's another thing, you know, I battle him a lot with the kicks. He collects them. I just buy them a lot, you know, and wear them. Challenge the Clark Kent.
There it is right there.
You got Dilla. Who else you got?
Q-Tip.
Yep.
Q-Tip.
I really like Alchemist.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't say over Dre? All this over Dre? You just don't want to say Dre to be like, to be the new guy, right?
Yeah, I like Bink a lot.
Bink was with us.
Yeah, I like Bink a lot.
What was your favorite record Bink made that he's your favorite producer?
I mean, I love.
Yes, I thought. He's
One,
one to
no,
say
1-800. No, 1-800. What was the joint? 1-800 Hustler.
He definitely did that.
Yeah.
Bink
see?
caught a lick. Bink caught a lick for I forgot that he did that Dynasty record. Because that Dynasty record was originally supposed to be a Crew record. And the homie was like, I think I'll just take that so I could get that advance.
No, didn't
That's what happened.
didn't just do that though?
What, the Dynasty?
Yeah.
Well, the Dynasty was meant to be the whole crew
Oh, okay.
coming
Yeah,
together
Yeah.
to do our version of the Chronic.
Right.
But it was the last quarter, and you know, shit be going. So homie took that one.
One more
Yeah.
before you go.
I could tell stories for days about that. Type shit. It's funny. But Bink caught a lick on that album. Bink was nice.
Yeah.
But you didn't tell me a hit record that makes him your favorite. I just think you just wanted to say Bink.
That
Last spot going to Dre.
last spot.
I don't think so.
He didn't say Kanye.
Yeah.
He just trying to be indie life.
No, I'm not.
MFL Doom.
Okay, yeah. Kanye.
He wants to go
Kanye.
that way.
Kanye.
you know?
He said Kanye.
Gotta get that dude some props, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all
He
coming
wears
through,
sneakers
man.
every
Thank you.
day, and
Yeah, I'm wearing them right now.
He can never not get that man his props.
I love
Yeah, exactly.
it.
Come on.
I'll make it clear.
Jesus
I-
walks.
yes,
But that's
exactly.
what we do as friends. It feels like that's our job is to bust each other's chops. Pause, you know, even though we're fans of each other. It's like, I don't know. I guess that just keeps us on point. You know what I mean? But there's always a competition to make each other better, not to make each other worse. You know what I'm saying? Only to make each other better. It's never to put each other down. It's always to bring each other up. So we like to push ourselves to our limits. And, you know, we don't settle for mediocrity over here. And because we do things independent, it's like we have to be as strong and have the power. One man has to have the power of like at least 10. So, you know, again, he gonna do the band, he gonna do the beat, he gonna rap, he gonna do all that and promote. And me, I'm a direct, So there's always battles to see who could push themselves to the ultimate limits, and also who has the most wealth of knowledge as it relates to taste in music, like who knows the best rappers and who knows the best producers.
Dope.
So we do these things all the time.
Well, I'm excited.
Two things before you go. One, I watched Growing Up Hip Hop, and I told myself if I ever saw you, I love the way when you talk to your son Boogie. It's straight. It's like your straight shot. You give it to him real. And I've watched some episodes, and I'm like, man, he really does talk to his son. Like he don't hold no bars when he talks to him, and I appreciate that.
Wait till you see the new episode.
I love it, and I told myself if I ever got a
season?
chance to be in front of you, I wanted to tell you that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And tell Boogie to have some respect for his father when you see him.
I will.
No matter what I do,
but I like
no matter
Boogie.
what I say, don't ever disrespect your father.
Exactly.
I don't care. That's the shit he doing, and that's why we be on TV getting at it. He be disrespecting me sometimes. But I love him. But it's like these kids these days think they could talk to adults any way they want. Back in my day, your teeth was getting smacked out your mouth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fear was what gave you respect. Because a kid doesn't understand respect until he's older, and he's not a kid.
Yep.
So the only thing that made you listen was fear.
Yeah.
Right.
This little dude has no fear of me, man.
But I love Boogie's personality. I really, really do.
I don't like
thing,
it when he's disrespected.
No, but for DDTV, what kind of content is going to be coming out of the network?
All kind of content. You can go to Dame Dash Studios right now and you can see it. So there's scripted television. I just did this movie and a TV series written by Michael Anthony Snowden, who wrote White Chicks, and he wrote Live in Color. Honor Up is on there, which is a real movie. Like I said, my girl Raquel got a cooking show, Health is Wealth. We have Healing is Gangster, which is therapy. We have the Blue Rock Show, which is the development of certain artists from the beginning to the end.
Dope.
We have We Went To, which is our like Anthony Bourdain series of us running around to China and Thailand and Jamaica, trying to find cool people and the best smoke and the best food and making music. So we got that series. We got the Dame Dash Show. We got Dame After Dark, where I get too drunk. And
I love it.
I interview people, and it's crazy. I could be looking at it like he was too drunk that day. But it's called Dame After Dark. You don't know what you're going to get from Dame After Dark.
Hey, I'll take that.
And then you got the making of the TV show. I just want to make a movie because it's like funnier the stuff that happens behind the scene than what happens in front of the camera. It's like crazy. And then I have this series, OG Stories, that's going to be on the WE channel. They're going to show that first episode on there, and it's like showcasing certain people that were kind of had respect in the street and telling their stories. I think the first episode's about Calvin Klein.
That's dope. When is that?
I'm actually clearing it, doing the paperwork, and the WE channel's going to play it. I'm done with it. I did it. They're gonna play that, and so there's a lot of things I'm doing on different levels. But at the end of the day, the television network is everything. It's the only way I felt I could make $1 billion. I done sold, record companies, and I've had Jay-Z and Kanye and didn't make enough money to put up. Done sold, clothing companies like Rockwear and Rachel Roy, too much money put up and not enough money to pull out. I mean, it's crazy. And I just feel the only way to make that Billy is, and I made movies and you make a little bit, it's a quick lick, but the only way to make that put up money, that 100 million, 200 billion, whatever, it's a television network. And be able to make something that makes residual income. Residual income is money while you sit by the pool, you're not moving, and all of a sudden you get a check because it played somewhere overseas. That's residual income. Like nobody really wants, and I always tell him and everyone else, you realize when you're a rapper, when you're 50, the only way you're going to make money is if you hit that stage. So that means when you're an older person, you got to be on the road for 200 days out the year. You need to figure that out. Because I see a lot of artists, like, Mick Jagger, 75, the only day off he got was when he caught a heart attack. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though he's still filling up those venues, but I know, I got a woman, I got my kids, I want to lay by the pool all day. Right. I don't understand people want to live in a bus for 200 days out the year. So I think preparing and understanding how to generate residual income, making things that will make you that money when you're not so, when you don't have so much energy. When you're 60 and it doesn't look so cool to be shaking the champagne bottle on the stage at a strip club, you want to be doing what's age appropriate, collecting that check. So, I try to teach residual income as well. You know what I mean? I'm almost a little disappointed that we didn't get to argue about anything today, but I like y'all.
No, Dame Dash is dropping bars.
We're not going to argue.
Girls dropping bars.
No one's going to check me. No one's going to argue with me.
Yeah, we want to learn.
It's funny.
Here
It's funny because I could go into a radio show and I could tell if someone wants to really hear what I have to say, and I could tell if someone just wants to battle me based on what they heard. or like, you know, pull my triggers. You know, you've seen it before. So
Yep.
it's like an interview could go completely left for some person, or it could go completely right for some people. But either way, I'm down for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Yeah.
I do appreciate the good questions, the smart questions, the lack of bubblegum shit, and caring about my future instead of dwelling on my past like everyone else does.
There you go.
And I appreciate that. So thank
That
you.
says a lot.
Listen,
man.
we're not here. We're
about moving
Yeah,
forward.
we're about moving forward. We're not
Yeah.
even about cloud chasing. I don't even like that. I just want to know like about good music. I want to learn from you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I asked the balance question because I don't know how to do it yet.
Right.
And I see that you
Those
know
are
what I mean.
good
Somehow you have
questions.
some. I want to learn. So maybe something that you can tell me I can apply to my life. You know.
Might need you to make a trip to the East Coast. You know?
Let's go.
We with
Start
that.
kicking these Funk Master flexes off the air, and everybody else that asks stupid stuff
He's
all
still
day.
dropping bombs on them, man.
Boom! I want some smoke.
Dame Dash Hassan, man. Make sure you cop that.
Yes.
It's out today.
Come on.
Thank you so much.
Yo,
and we
man.
got some merch for y'all and
yeah.
some
I'm gonna
stuff.
wear it. We're gonna tag you. Yes,
Thank
let's
you.
do it.
Let's
yes.
do it, man.
And I want to thank Destiny for putting this all together and you know,
Destiny.
just the whole
Yes.
You
team.
better thank Rocky.
And Rocky, of course,
Yes.
for
Nicolette.
everything. Nicolette,
Goddamn.
As well.
everyone, yeah, Kira's, everyone. Howhouse.com also.
You got your new team. You better always look at your old team.
Yeah,
See,
God.
that's what they always do.
Yeah,
I just laying her 5 minutes. She been there for 3 years, but forget her. That's what they do all
and
day.
Governor. We all got to thank Governor.
Yeah, Governor.
yeah.
Governor is laid out right
Yeah.
now.
Governor's
He's
the
not
man.
playing.
Like I'm chilling.
He's like, I've taken over.
Hey, man.
Thank
Well,
you
thank y'all
guys
again
so
for
much.
coming
We
through,
appreciate
man.
you for
Anytime,
reals.
doors open.
Man,
Check
thank
that
you
Dame
so
Dash
much.
studio out, damedash.com. If you're in Charlotte, you go to channel 41.2. But we're going to open up in LA pretty soon. Atlanta's our next market. You know, I'm in the
dope.
television game. Yeah, I love it.
Boom.